What's up, everybody? It's J-Ho coming at you with another movie review. This time we're going to talk about our favorite fish boy, Aquaman. It's December 21st, opening night. I just got back from the theater. Still got my little drink, okay? And let me just start off by saying, good job. Good job, DC. Thank you, James Wan, for a job well done. Good job to WB for, greenlighting this movie. You're maintaining the momentum that you got from the success from Wonder Woman. You're going in a different direction. You're taking a step in the right direction from a different approach from what came before, okay? And you're learning. Finally, you're learning and you're fixing yourself. So thank you for that. Good job. One word to describe this movie? Epic. It's fucking epic, okay? Just over the top action, in your face. If you're looking for high-end production value, entertainment value, and just overall visually pleasing stuff to see, this movie is definitely for you. Like, I can just tell you right now, 2.5 hours. I think it's longer than 2.5 hours. You're not going to be bored at all. Like, there isn't a single moment in the movie that'll make you bored, which is very tough task to do, especially with this character, because, like, let's face it, okay, like, real talk for a minute here. Aquaman, he's a marquee character. He's one of the founding members of the Justice League, but he has been shit on so hard for decades, okay? No one respects him. Everyone thinks he's absolutely useless because everyone thinks the only thing he knows how to do is just talk to fish. That's it, right? But no one knows, I wouldn't say no one, but like not a lot of people know that he is one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, in the comic universe, which is why he's one of my favorite characters, hence why I got so much like Aquaman stuff here. So good job for doing that, James Wan. You made Aquaman interesting for the mass audience, and you kind of woke everyone up and made everyone aware as to just how cool he is. So hats off to you, sir. Story wise, if anyone has watched Throne of Atlantis, it's pretty similar. Almost exactly the same, with one or two key differences that could have made a big difference. There were a couple instances in this movie that they didn't put in the live action adaptation, which is unfortunate because that could have been a game changer and it could have made things a little bit better. So I will say this though, Aquaman, James Wan, the movie knows what kind of movie it is. It knows that it is a high-paced, in-your-face, over-the-top action, fun popcorn flick. It's just eye candy, okay? This is not a Christopher Nolan Batman film. It's not trying to be like that. It's not Logan, okay? It doesn't try to be over emotional for the sake of being emotional, or over dramatic for the sake of being dramatic, okay? It's all about having fun. That was the intention of this movie, okay? Which is why some aspects of the movie are lacking compared to, say, Wonder Woman, okay? I'm probably gonna compare this movie to Wonder Woman. Like, that's gonna be the measuring stick, just because that's the only other successful DCEU movie that came out before this. Okay, so yeah, story wise, very similar. In a nutshell, Nicole Kidman's character, Arthur Curry's mom, is an Atlantean. I think she was the Queen of Atlantis. She came up to the surface, got busy with a guy, met up with a guy, hooked up with a guy, gave birth to Arthur 9 months later, and then Nicole Kidman, or I guess her character, went back into the ocean. Arthur grew up on the surface, and then when he's all grown up, he goes back into the ocean and is recruited by Mara to try and stop King Orm, because he is just stirring up so much shit that he's trying to wage war on the surface world, okay? And that's about it, okay? Very simple, very, very concise plot, okay? And James Wan was managed to just build around that, just add all the icing on top, okay? All the epic battle scenes, you know how Star Wars has deep space, spaceship battles with lasers and all that. Well, you get that here with underwater stuff, like sea monsters and all that. Okay, like there's a kraken in this movie. Okay, that's how epic it is. Oh, one thing I will add about the visuals, and this is another compliment to James Wan. I would say 80% of the movie is underwater. And if any of you have gone swimming in a pool, lake, gone snorkeling or scuba diving, you know that it is hard to see even with goggles on. Okay, I personally have been to the Great Barrier Reef, and I can tell you now, it is nothing like what you see on the Discovery Channel or Blue Planet. Okay, those guys have highly sophisticated instruments, cameras, and lighting. Okay, you look at it with your naked eye with goggles, everything's blurry. Everything's like muddy, green, and gray. All right, so thank God they didn't go for realism. Otherwise, like you're gonna walk out of the theater like halfway through the movie because you're gonna be bored and you're gonna be pissed off because you can't see nothing. All right, so good job on that part. Character development. Okay, if we're comparing Wonder Woman to Aquaman, definitely Aquaman loses on this one. Wonder Woman has much superior character development. But again, you know, the focus on this movie was a short origin movie with a lot of flashy stuff on top, okay? Just for the sake of entertainment. So, character development could have been executed a lot better. Maybe, like, they do try to do some world building, some lore, some background with Willem Dafoe's character. But again, there was definitely some scenes that they could have cut out, and they could have put in more storytelling, like background telling, and develop Arthur Curry's character as well as Mara's character too. Okay, so that part is what's really hindering this movie from getting a higher score than what I'm about to give it. Casting choice, I was pretty pleased with this one, okay? Compared to Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, I still think she is absolutely the wrong choice for Wonder Woman. There are tons of Greek girls out there. You know, Diana of Themyscira is Greek, okay? Why couldn't they cast a Greek girl that has a much sterner looking face with blue eyes and a little bit more better built body? Why do you have to cast Gal Gadot, okay? Arthur Curry, Jason Momoa, I think he did a pretty good job. He was fine, you know. Obviously, in the comics, his classic look is short blonde hair, no facial hair, but you know, obviously this is a fresh take, and it looks fine. I'm okay with it, you know. With his tattoos, he's pretty well built, and he looks good. He looks good. Same thing with Mara. King Orm looked great. Dolph Lundgren looked great, which I didn't even know was in the movie, to be perfectly honest. I didn't creep IMDb before watching this, by the way. I didn't even realize he was in the movie until he started talking for, you know, a couple minutes, and I was like, oh shit, it's fucking Ivan Drago. It's He-Man. He's an Aquaman, you know, which just makes the movie even more awesome. So yeah, character development definitely lacking, which is something that I hope they improve on the second movie. So yeah, what else? Soundtrack. Okay, the soundtrack is a double-edged sword here, and I am almost certain they did this intentionally. 80% of the movie is underwater, so every single scene that was underwater in Atlantis, the fights, the epic battles, there was really good epic orchestral music playing. Like, it was just like, yeah, you know. As soon as you as soon as you go to the servers world, the soundtrack is absolute trash. Like to the point where you're like, oh my god, like it has to be intentional, right? Like, is this like a troll or something? Like, they played the songs that they were playing were so bad when you're on the surface world. It's just, yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. So, but thank God that most of the movie is underwater and all the good music you hear when you're underwater. So, the villain, yeah, superhero movie, right? We gotta talk about the villain. Yeah. I've always said that the bigger the villain, the better the hero, right? It's the villain that makes the hero. This villain, okay, Wonder Woman had a completely trash villain, especially in the third act. The third act makes Wonder Woman, the rewatchability very low. Aquaman had a good villain with a master plan, and he had very, very bad intentions, I guess, okay? And it was implied that the stakes were high and that a lot of bad stuff was going to happen if nobody did anything about it. But they just didn't drive it home. They really needed to create a better sense of urgency with what was going to happen and with King Orm's plan. So they kind of dropped the ball on that. And also, he definitely did not get enough screen time. They could have made him more badass and just more hateable, and have his plan just, more terrible if only he had gotten more screen time. Okay. What else? I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say in this spoiler-free review without giving too much away. I guess if you're curious about other casting choices, Willem Dafoe served as an advisor to King Orm. He did a really good job. Okay, they used de-aging like big time on him, so that was really cool. Really good acting from Willem Dafoe, and he did a really good job in his supporting role. Same thing with the girl that played Mara. I don't know the actress name. Dolph Lundgren, I mentioned him already. Awesome as always. Who else is in this movie? Oh, Nicole Kidman was Arthur Curry's mom. So, and she did a really good job. She's an Oscar-winning actress. So yeah, all in all, I think, yeah, I can definitely watch this movie again, like tomorrow. I didn't feel the same way about Wonder Woman, to be perfectly honest, okay? It was a good movie, but it wasn't great, and like the ending, when you drop an ending like that, that's almost a deal breaker. There was really nothing like that in Aquaman, which is why I like Aquaman better than Wonder Woman. So I would give this movie, I would say, I would give it an 8.5. Yeah, solid 8.5. All the points that this movie loses is on character development and just the soundtrack when it goes to the surface world. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of to talk about. I can't wait to talk about spoilers with you guys. Okay, have you seen this movie? Just let me know down in the comments below. What did you think? And what would you give this movie, a score out of 10? All right. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification button. And I will see you guys later. All right. Have a great day. Take it easy, guys.